Here, I'm copying this link in under the where I sent you the invitation.
What do I do with that?
You share it on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
And you you leave a vague threat.
Mm-hmm.
Say if you don't watch this, well, maybe this is a chain. I'm using the chain letter. You can't use the chain letter.
This is the ring. This is the
yeah. This is the ring. Yeah. This is the. Have you
ring.
heard of the? This is the Seth Beer Witch. All right. There's that. This is nice to be doing this and not like having to already be ending the episode. It's a little bit better to have it all set up. It's pretty sick.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, it will go awry.
Join us. So I would join us or die, but it's like a Facebook. It's like a Facebook link.
Oh, did I give you the Facebook link?
No. I did. Hang on, I got it.
I was like, what did I do? All right, that's it.
All right.
All right, I'm doing it as well. And then if I get one more verification code, I will shoot up a school. Not your school, though. I'm just kidding. I would allegedly do that. So I forgot we're on YouTube now. I can't.
No, we're banned.
Talk about how dumb Fauci is. How Fauci's just a lying crook. People don't like to hear that.
No, they don't. No. Well, like 47% do.
Oh yeah, that's true. And I don't know who's who or where you align. It's hilarious.
That's actually true.
Because there's some weird people. I'm like, oh, you're anti-vax? Yeah, it's like, what? Okay.
Man's tested negative. I tested negative today. Very excited.
That's nice. Yeah, I still haven't got it. I was reading the whole conspiracy theory article about the Invincibles, which obviously I'm one of them. Clearly.
Clearly. Built different.
Yeah, you get the Unclebodies from doing heroin.
Unclebodies.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite. That's my favorite joke. I've just been like, that's my favorite joke. We've been talking about the antibodies, but what about the Unclebodies? You know.
It took me a second.
I really wish we were recording this. This sucks. I can't get that laugh on the show. God damn it.
That was a slow burn. That was a slow burn of a joke. That was a good one.
That's one of my favorite. I mean, you'll hear it a million more times. It's one of my favorite. People either get very upset or they're just like, okay, I'm gonna like. I like that. It's so ridiculous. The Unclebodies. What about the Unclebodies? Well, they're drunk again. Late to Thanksgiving.
Really funny. We're off to a great start.
Yeah, we're gonna sail through this. All right, let me get this.
No, bring the golden age of radio mic back. I could hear you better.
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Sick. All right, I think we're I'm just gonna. I guess we got to let people get in before we. Well, you know what's nice is we're doing this, but when we start the recording, it'll be clean. It'll be clean for the audio, for when I put it on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And if you're watching this, you are so pissed off if you like clicked on this and you're like, when does the show start? Yeah, this is the show.
This is the in summary and summation of the entire thing.
This is the show that never ends.
I think it's crazy that here in April it'll be 6 years.
That's not true?
We started in 2016.
Yeah, I know.
Because we were so sure that 2016 was going to be 2017 that we attached folklore to possums, and
it's a negative show with real analysis. It was incredible.
Yeah.
It's so different from what the show is now that it wasn't bad. It was a very good show, but it was like a very serious baseball podcast that kind of went off the rails. I think I was just testing the waters, dipping my toe in.
It worked perfectly because now if you listen, I don't know
what happened. I guess it was 2017 happened, and it was like I had to go off the rails and start talking about the Super Devil, and we had hurricanes and
Ghost Wolf.
Oh God! See, yeah, people talk about that. I'm like, I forgot how absolutely ridiculous that was. Yeah, the Ghost Wolf. That, yeah, and cheating, win a World Series, and we come back, and now it's just like I don't think they've ever talked baseball ever.
No, yeah, no. What's to talk about? I actually have a couple things. Baseball
We do have there's a couple of things this time, and then every time I try to get them to talk about fun stuff or say something inappropriate, but they always give very legitimate, literal answers to my questions when I ask to help on the podcast.
Yep.
I always half expecting Death by Sexy to talk about say pedophilia, or like no, it's always just the best, our loyal best listeners, our friends. They're just like, no, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Let's do this. Just so calculated and measured response. And I'm like, no, I kind of want you guys to help me go off the rails before the show starts.
I have an idea, and it does not include. I still want to do it. We should have done it at the live show, which we need to do once things die down, which they never will.
Die down the new variant.
The Astro spelling bee. That was a really good idea about 4:00 in the morning for the Bozoathon.
You never got to do it. I couldn't. I was so mad at it. I was like, y'all do it. I couldn't. I was like, I can't do this.
See, there's no way to do it there's no way to prove. Like if I took my glasses off, anyone who has come in contact with me knows like I can't even see colors without my glasses. So if I took my glasses off, then it would be legit. Like I would not be able to cheat. Like I wouldn't even know there were words. I don't think
anybody would care if you were like, they're like, we don't care about this.
No, that's a good point.
You can cheat, so I don't think you would have to worry about it. I would if you were playing against me. I would be like, I'd be making sure you weren't cheating all the time, all while obviously I'm cheating. Clearly I'm cheating. You know what? All right, let's go ahead and it's episode 164. If I could pull up the chat, that'd be pretty cool, so I could maybe see you type racial slurs in. I guess our listeners probably don't do that, but every other podcast I listen to, it's just like the chat room is always just a bunch of racial slurs. It's just bad. It's very bad.
No way.
No, not on ours. I'm saying like that's usually what. Oh yeah, that's always what it is.
I'm pretty much never ever gonna forget when we tried to do. There was an attempt to do like a early in quarantine, like an opening day like chat like group thing, and I saw there were like Yankees fans like flooding it with like cartoon porn, and they hacked.
I like cartoon porn. That would have been nice.
It was. I saw Anna and Elsa get intimate in a way but no rational person could imagine.
Yeah, it's and it's always here. Let's just go ahead and start the recording. It's always
sort of mid, Homer. Like we were.
No, it's always Homer and Marge on the cartoon porns, and it's like let's get more Jessica Rabbit and let less fucking Principal Seymour. Less Principal Seymour and more Jessica Rabbit. Because Jessica Rabbit's the only and Bugs Bunny Lola. We want her as well. Actually, I want Bugs Bunny in a dress. Is what I really want. Oh, this show's gonna be good. All right, we gotta.
I got like maybe 4 hours of sleep last night. So this is great.
Right. Good. All right.
Okay. Got it.
Legally, she has to tell you that, so because in case I'm recording you just in case. But this is the show though.
Yeah, it's episode 164. If you've been on the YouTube live stream, you have already been sent on a roller coaster, and now you're gonna re-up.
One of maybe the best. I mean, I can't call it a cold open because we were just, but we had great material, we had good banter, we had random stories. Well, a pretty funny intro. We should have been recording from the jump. Very upset. Two of my jokes landed.
People now know.
And I will try to force it into the episode somehow, and it won't work. And it'll piss me off. But just know that when they don't work, I will let you know that they did work earlier.
They did. That definitely did. I'm still trying to hold it together.
164. Yeah, so the sex number.
Episode 164. There's no baseball and there's no end in sight. To the lockout. So we're doing what we can.
Yeah, but things have gotten a little dire on that front. Have you been?
That's not going to get better.
The temperature has changed, and I don't know if that's sensationalism and people just trying to get clicks, which I do think is part of it. But
I think it's a big part of it.
I do too. But there's a lot of like the dude that has the YouTube channel that does those like real detailed docs that came out when the Astros. He was like why Altuve is the most hated. He does all those things, like 50-minute docs. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Is that Hambone?
I don't know.
Oh no, this is not like we're not vaguely referring to John Boy. No,
it's Jim, it's not. No, it's not Jim Girl and John Boy. Jim, they. I don't want to assume any pronouns. Not on just in general. We're open and we're inclusive here at Lima Time. No, there's some guy that makes these docs and like I usually enjoy them, but it was basically like why there won't be a 2022 season. Like I was like, okay, that might be hyperbolic.
What do you think is a realistic? What is a realistic opening day? Give a date.
The opening day. There's no other. They don't miss time. It's not an option. Because if they get to where they are, then that's it. The season might not happen at that point. If it's as bad as some reports have been, then it isn't. It isn't good. It is 1994 all over again.
So I kind of, and I don't have any reason. There's nothing I've seen that would indicate this. But I could totally see. Major League Baseball, and the only reason that I can is because of the home attendance and not wanting to punt on a ton of games. But Major League Baseball is absolutely run by the type of people that are willing for the Stanley Cup playoffs and the NBA playoffs to be over before they start their season, to where baseball is the only show in town. And the problem is that by the September call-up date, it's already college football season. So I don't, but I could see them.
Is that really a concern of theirs? Is there that much crossover? I'd say there's not.
I mean, the October is my absolute favorite month of the year, because like it's very possible for me to watch Leeds United in the morning, OU play football in the afternoon, and the Astros play a playoff game at night. Like that's
and you can be carving a pumpkin. It's spooky. It could be you might get the willies later on that night too because it's so scary.
That's right.
Out.
That's just a cobweb on my ear for some reason, like which we all love.
Very scary. That's spooky. That's spooky in itself.
Yeah. So I could see them like just trying to like prove a point. Like this is the year. Hell, you already went through the COVID shortened 2020. What year was shortened? 2021 was shortened. Was it? What was the year that was
2019 or 2020? When was it? No, 2019.
It wasn't 2019. That's when the Astros lost every home game.
Oh yeah, 2020. 2020. Again, time is not real. It's been a blur. I don't know what day it is or up from down. So yeah, it's 2020.
It is 2020
because it's not as clear as the vision. It's more unclear. Anyway.
That's right. Okay. Yeah. No. That's right. I was like, well, wait. If it's 2022, who won the 2021 World Series? And then it all came flooding back.
Oh yeah. You realize how bad things got. Yeah.
Things were real bad, and still are.
Things are very, very bad.
But I, just to like prove a point. I don't know. Like, well, no, we'll prorate your salaries, and what do you think about that? And so I could see the owners. Who are not nearly as poor as they want everyone to think that they are. That they cannot afford.
They're not even. Yeah, they're not struggling. They make so much money.
No one is lining up. No one is lining up to sell a baseball team. Every owner wants to keep their baseball team, which means they're making crap tons of money.
Yeah, I mean, so or even the bad one. Yeah, the bad ones just don't want to spend money that it would cost to win a World Series. It's not like they're not like. It's not like a team that's like struggling in the Premiership. It goes, gets relegated, kind of middle, small town. It's not like that where there might not be money. Right. There is money, and they have plenty, and they can use it if they want to. So that's what it makes it a little bit fun. And so you want a little greed. You want some bah humbug in your you don't want a bunch of nice Jim Cranes running around just being benevolent and handing stuff out and paying people. You don't want that. You want some villains.
Yeah,
some real Al Demon worshiping elites.
Somehow Jim Crane is both he's the benevolent devil.
Yeah, he's the devil. You want to be friends with. Like, you're just like, we know. Obviously, you're a billionaire. We hate you for whatever reason. We just hate billionaires off the rip now. They didn't necessarily do anything bad or have any bad practices, but they're so rich that it can't be good.
It's automatically suspect.
Yeah, it's like no, and we don't. It's not even jealousy. It's just like no. It's actually an abomination. Where it's actually gross that you're that rich, and you are now shunned for being that rich.
Yep. But still, we buy the jerseys. We pay for the tickets. We spend $13 on a tall boy that would cost $249 at the Valero down the street.
But I don't ever, aside from when there's a looming strike, for the most, or you need like there's some free agent acquisition you need. The billionaires don't really come up, at least in my fandom. I'm not thinking about the billionaires when I'm buying something. I just don't care. It's irrelevant.
The billionaires have done a really good job of making the GM the guy that holds the purse strings, and that's not the case at all. Like,
or just as a front, you don't really know who does, but in either of the fans, you have people who are like, oh, Click better do something here. It's like, well, Jim Crane has the checkbook, so we don't know who gets to do what, who says yes, who says no. We don't know the dynamic. We just know that they're kind of a two-headed monster, and if you add one more, there's Cerberus, the hellhound.
Yeah, no, which would be cool. The Astros deserve that folklore. Like, if there's any team that can become Cerberus, it's the Houston Astros.
That'd be pretty sick. They can change their name, kind of like the very popular Sugarland Skeeters, one of the worst names ever.
Really bad.
Changing it to the Space Cowboys. Breaking news. If you're listening to this podcast, you already knew that.
Yeah.
I don't hate it like somebody, but I don't. It's a lot. I guess.
And again, I'm trying to maintain my distance from Twitter, but I did see someone, and I wish I could remember who it was. It was like, this is like a gimmick night for like a high A team or like a low A team. Your Florida State League. They're the Space Cowboys for a night. You get Steve Miller to come out, who I believe is still alive.
Yeah, and you like the Midnight Tokers or whatever, and they have to
play Steve Miller plays after the game, and like, this is not
everybody. The last name on the back just is it says Maurice on all the jerseys.
and I know I didn't even, I saw the joke so many times it wasn't even worth tweeting. But like, if the mascot is not named Maurice, like I
like it on the name of every jersey, like Jackie Robinson. It's like the.
So this is really, I'm going to highlight my ignorance here, but one time, my soccer team played Bryan High School. And they all had Brian on the back of their jerseys, and it was the second half before I was like, how are all of these dudes named Brian? Like, what is happening here? And then like one of the like freshman girl managers was like, I think that's the name of the high school. I'm like,
that's lame. I hated when teams did that. I thought that was always very lame. Like, either put the last names or put nothing there, but don't put the city or the team name. It's so stupid.
Brian. I was like, and why first name? That's real informal. Like, even for a freshman, that's real informal.
It's a bunch of Brians. That would be sick. If that would be, I would respect the hell out of a 11 Brians just running in unison.
That's when you're so good at coaching, and you've built such a good program that you've put it to the difficulty to like pro level or all-star level. And you're like, I'm only going to play dudes named Brian, and I'm going to see if I can win. I'm going to see if I can win games like that.
Yeah, I've drafted all white fantasy football teams and did it instantly backfire, and last in the league, of course. Yeah, but you know what? They played smart. They were heady.
Good high motor guys.
Just high IQ guys. They're not gonna dazzle you with the athleticism, but they're gonna make heads up plays. So, but they will lose though as well. Yeah, I don't know. It's the Space City. Or the Space Cowboys are like from here. Technically, kind of, it's NASA, so it works from that standpoint. It seems a little contrived. It just or pandering, or I don't know what it is. It's like, oh yeah, we're Texas, so we are Texas for sure, but we're the Space City as well. It's connected to the Astros, so we gotta do something there. And then one guy just loves Clint Eastwood, especially the Gran Torino. It's his favorite movie. So, so he loves the actual movie Space Cowboys, and that's why they're really named that. Oh no.
This is the best.
Yeah, I'm back. No, yeah, the power of my laptop died. So that's pretty sick. Well, you know what? Why can't anything go right? People, don't pray to an owl demon. It won't help you. You don't eat babies. It doesn't work. It's just not good. So pray to the Lord or Allah, one of the two. Okay. Well, so I guess the show is going on. I might actually do some editing on this one, so none of this is in it, and I don't look like a I don't look like a. I've been made to look like a blundering fool.
No, so okay, so no, even with the Space Cowboys, which okay, they're still 0 for 2. The Skeeters was terrible. Because Skeeters are bad everywhere, no matter where you are. Like mosquitoes are not good.
No, it's just dumb. And it was a cartoon one. It was like shitty. Like the colors sucked. Everything about that was a botched job. But they also were like originally they were like an independent team, and it was just like Scott Kazmir somehow rejuvenates his entire career, an incredible story, and then it's some guy that was played backup center field for Dulles High School. A couple of guys just keep alive, and Scott Kazmir, and then of course you'd get the evil duo of the Clemens father and son tandem. You got a bunch of fun, Tracy McGrady and all these fun gimmicks, but they weren't like supposed to be good. So it was kind of like, I don't know. Sugarland Skeeters just sucks.
It was terrible. So they're 0 for 2. How you are not the Sugarland Imperials, and right. You lean in.
You don't want. That's not it. You don't want to pick the Imperials at this point.
Well, I mean, but you go with the bag of sugar logo. You make it look like it's a 1950s Cuban team, and you roll with sort of the vintage, like everything's done by Mitchell and Ness. Like they're wearing wool uniforms. They're dying of heat stroke. Yeah. But it's the aesthetic, and you respect it. So the Sugarland Imperials will forever be my Astros Triple H.
I always thought the Sugarland Sugar Tits would be good. It's somewhat alliterative. It's got a nice flow to it, but
it does roll off the tongue.
For all the perverts out there who could finally get a nod for once, just go full misogyny on it. Just really lean into it and just call everybody.
If you're gonna be the bad guy,
call everybody toots at the gate when they walk in. Just really bad.
Catcalling women as they go to the bathroom.
Yeah, Jimmy Dugan from League of Their Own is the manager. It's just really disrespectful in many ways. So
yeah,
sorry, I don't really mean that. We love our women.
Whatever. Yeah. So okay, two things about Litos. One, he wants. First of all, he hires Scott Boras.
Rightfully so.
Okay. Yeah, well, and why not?
Surprised he wasn't already with him, truth be told.
For real. Second, a report that before the lockout started, he was looking in the $330 to $350 million range. Both of those things, I believe, are linked, and also not surprising, and also good for Carlos. I don't know that he's going to get 350.
He will not get that much. I did the whine inside the microphone. I don't know which. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. He might get 350, but yeah, he's not going to get that. Definitely not going to get that. Not even close, actually. He might get three. He might get three. I think 3's the ceiling now at this point. We're not looking at that anymore because the years are going to come down. Unless it's the Yankees and they're just like, what do you want? Here's the blank check. We got you a mansion just like the little kid. And you get to slide into the pool from the top floor, and Steinbrenner ran over his bike. That's just the movie Blank Check. That's so anything. All bets are off with that. That's what we say every time. But yeah, I don't think he's gonna. The market is drastically different now with this thing. No matter what they gave Lindor. I mean, so what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It's still just the Yankees and Angels and us. I don't think there's anybody else involved. I don't care if the Tigers. They're not gonna do it, and he's not going there. I think we can just eliminate all the nonsense. It's just those teams. Might get offers from the Rangers just trying to like, Carlos, please. And he's like, shut up. Do not talk to me.
They've already spent $500 million on their middle infield. Like they're set at middle infield.
Yeah, and they built Lucas Oil Stadium, and it's pretty tight that they got the Indianapolis Colts Stadium up there. It's pretty fun.
You might be able to throw the Dodgers into the mix, which we've talked about before, would be absolutely hysterical to watch the mental gymnastics that would be with Dodgers fans embracing Carlos Correa.
I mean, that could restore all sorts of balance to the universe because they will have to come and apologize once they realize that he's the truth. They're like, oh, this guy, yeah, he's the man. Our bad on that one. He is the man. Like, yeah, we told you he was the man. Yeah, they would have to come apologize and just be like, yeah, that's our bad on that one. We sided with the guy that likes 311. That's always high.
Yeah.
It was a big mistake.
Yeah, no. They made the wrong choice.
He's not going there though.
Maybe no, probably not. I do think that I think that there are a lot of like rivalries that there are players that sort of like to play that up. The Bryce Harper with the Braves, and
he is one of them. Carlos is one of them.
But I also think that if you look at what Carlos said directed towards the Dodgers, like that was real anger, that was real hatred. I do not see him. I could be totally wrong, but he was legitimately upset when he looked at the camera.
It's business. All that. It's all water under the bridge at that point. If they come with a checkbook and they're going to pay him the money he wants in the years he wants to, and he's going to be in Los Angeles with a storied franchise that's also very good. Yeah, and probably going to win some World Series if he signs with the Dodgers. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's if he doesn't do that. In fact, I'd almost be like, what are you doing? If they had the offer and he's like, nah, you know what? I'm going to just stay here. If he turned that down, I'd be like, you know what? I almost don't respect that.
I would respect it.
It'd be badass, and he obviously would get extra statues for doing that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I still think it's us and the Yankees, and yeah,
Angels
outside Angels. That would be brutal if they pull him in, and you got Shohei and Trout, and like then the Angels really, and then they still somehow will be 81 and 81. But
they will go precisely 81 and 81.
But that would be an incredible lineup to watch.
That's worth staying up for a 9:00 first pitch on a night in July, like for sure.
Yeah, that's man. Every time we bring them up, I almost wore my my Angels jersey just for no reason, just to make people upset today, but I didn't. Every time we bring them up, I get mad because granted Trout is hurt a lot, but they are kind of with him and Shohei. That is must watch baseball now. Kind of like the Padres were for a while, where you had to watch them. You had to. The Blue Jays went on a run where they were kind of must watch. You want to see what they're doing, but the Angels, that lineup and what they're doing with their upper echelon players is something you don't get to watch them ever. They're not on. You can't see them unless we're playing them for the most part.
Do you think that Trout is injury prone, or is he injury prone the way that people think that Correa is injury prone? Like it's just sort of like kind of fluke stuff, but it's been a little, it's consistently fluky, and eventually he pulls it back around.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where it feels like the optics on it, without doing any research other than just watching the games, it feels like he's out a lot. And I don't know how much of that is we're the Angels and we have so much money and years invested in this player that we can't fuck anything up in the future, so they're extra cautious. And they're not going to compete, and they know they're going to. The ghost of Garrett Stubbs. It's like you can't, or Gary Anderson. The ghost of Garrett Stubbs is not ghost. He's not a ghost yet. We love him. Sorry about that, Garrett Anderson. Brad
Breaking.
Garrett from the show Everybody Loves Raymond. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter.
No, I just feel like I think what kept him out a lot of this year was like a strained calf muscle. Like that's
all
not
of the year though. It was he got shut down. I mean, after he'll have the best season ever that he can, and then he'll get shut down at some point.
Well, at some point, like, okay, yeah, you could have Trout play through, a calf injury, but you look at the standings and you're 22 games out, and so like, you know what, go sit in the cryogenic chamber and don't age for a year, and we'll try this again in April. And
that's the point I was trying to make. That's exactly what it is. Like, what are we doing here? We signed you for 30 years. We can't risk you ripping everything out for just to go there and to lose 2 out of 3 at Oakland.
Although I do believe that if the Angels were like, okay, we have made Mike Trout into a cyborg. Like he is 80% titanium. We're gonna see what happens. I think most of baseball would be like, that sounds really cool. Let's see what happens. Like I don't think anybody would say no. That's the damaging.
There's a revolt, and Mike Trout has taken over the world, and he's somehow they revolt against us, and it'll instantly backfire in some way.
He just picks up the Empire State Building and like throws it into New Jersey.
Shoots red laser through half of it and just shoots down. It's like, this isn't good. Mike Trout's laserizer activated.
And I think most baseball fans would be like, this is what we expected from Mike Trout.
He's from Philadelphia. He's just walking around going, hey, we get the water. The water, hey yo, and he just starts just shooting stuff. Go birds! He's just saying go birds and shooting stuff.
As he kills you, that's all you hear.
Give me some water. Water, go birds. And he's just walking around. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Shout out to Mike Trout. I'm trying to look up his injuries to see what, because yeah, the Correa stuff was valid, but it was valid until it wasn't valid. Where it's like, okay, he's been playing a while now. We can't really bring that up now. The back injury was kind of the tip of it all, and then it kind of leveled back out. He's just fine. So I think it was almost the story or the narrative with Carlos, but it just felt much worse because we're here living it day to day, and we're competing, and we need him, and was brutal. It was brutal when he couldn't swing the bat at the end there with that back thing from his weird sex dungeon injury
with Cole Hamels.
Shout out to the sex dungeon.
That's a deep cut. Only the real G's of Lima Time would understand the Cole Hamels sex.
I wonder if you're listening to this. First off, this is a chain letter, so if you are listening, you have to send the link to 7 of your aunts, and if you don't, you will be cursed. So just first off, I just want to let you know that. But also, if you're somebody that like found us late or recently and have gone back and listened to any episodes, I've always wondered, because of we kind of go with the season and it's kind of week by week and it's a current thing. I wonder if it's not evergreen, or if it's fun to go back and, this was going on that week. I wonder if it's listenable to go back or if it's,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's so. If you've gone back and listened to old episodes, you've heard our craziness, but I would say go back and do it, because there's a lot of great stuff, and almost just for the lexicon, just the words, our slang. And I repeat jokes literally every week, so I can't come up with new material.
I mean, between the Cole Hamels sex dungeon and the Possum King,
Sex Easter. Sex Easter was a good episode.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we had the sex bunny was hopping around. That was very funny.
That's funny. It would be. I've gone back and I've listened to the Lance McCullers ones. In the last 6 months.
I'm scared too. I'm still scared to listen to them.
Well, that's when suddenly I became problematic. I prided myself.
That one was great. I remember I was up because I did the show from the radio station, and I remember you were extremely problematic, and it was so funny. One of the best things ever. And it's still the school shooter joke that he didn't pick up on was still my favorite moment.
There was one school shooter joke that it was when my MacBook was working, and I went in post production, and I took that out. I was like, no, not this one. So yeah,
nice.
But yeah. So yeah, I need to go back and listen. I can't remember what exactly I'm used to being and I can never remember I'm used to being Jeeves, and suddenly I was Wooster. That was that episode.
Yeah, I don't remember it because I'm used to just talking incessantly every episode, and for the episode I've just listened to him, so I don't really know what it's like to not talk. But I get these old episodes keep coming up in my memories, and it's stuff that I just hadn't thought of, just some of the random guests we had. We did who were the people that came on? It was Clint and Clint Gage and
Nick Mundy
and Nick Mundy. Yeah, I forgot that they used to come on. Hopefully Nick Mundy's still alive. Nick, if you're hearing this from your bunker, please to let us know you're okay. We miss you.
I talked to Nick. He's good.
I talked to him. It's probably 4 years now. It's felt like it was recent, but with quarantine and COVID, it's been a minute. Or maybe I talked to him during the quarantine about stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Nick Mundy, but then we had Michael Connors from 790 came on. He had a good episode telling stories, just random one-offs. We have some good. We used to have guests and good guests.
Robert Flores came. We need to get more guests.
The Seth Payne episode was one of my favorite. Might be my top. Seth Payne's one of my favorite people, but that episode was incredible.
That was great.
So. Yeah. So we used to have guests, so you can go back and listen to 2016 and hear a show where we were very upset with what was going on, and you can hear it on the podcast, and it's hilarious. And things, boy, did they turn around for us and the city. It became like we don't have anything to critique. They're too good. So I started just doing heroin and talking about the devil.
We were the John the Baptist.
I just broke bad. I had to. I didn't have any. I wasn't being challenged enough. So I had to just start. Yeah, Oh, that's what I meant to tell you. I recently found out that there's some popular podcast out there that the whole show is going on eBay and looking up haunted dolls, and I was like, I fucking invented that. And I was like, you don't believe me? Yeah, I spent the whole Bozoathon looking up haunted dolls and reading the description. I invented that, and I'm very upset that exists. And I just want people to know that I'm the haunted doll person, and I thought it was funny, and I was the only one doing it, and people thought they hated it and they thought it was weird, but I did it first.
You had it.
That whole show. My only saving grace was reading haunted doll descriptions.
Yeah, no,
reading Harry Potter.
The Bozoathon, like I guess when I can't remember who did the poster that made it seem like it was like Coachella. Was that Dunsmore? Or was it Tim?
Didn't you? You did it. You handled all that, didn't you?
No, I did not do the artwork for the Bozoathon.
I know. I mean, but I thought you commissioned it. I don't know who did it.
No, so we need to go back and find that. I want that blown up. Like I want to frame that.
And there's some like people, comedians that got canceled, and like people that told me they couldn't make it on. Like there was so many, like we had so many even bigger names that we had, like Roy Wood Jr. was got stuck at the airport and couldn't make it on. Michelle Beadle was sick. There was a bunch of people that were in and were absolutely going to do it, and it just, the windows, we were so like tight scheduled that if it fell through, we're just like, we have to get Gabe Bravo drunk playing the drums and like a madman.
I remember Phil Hay, the Leeds United writer who's now with The Athletic, like came on at like 3:00 in the morning for us, and it was like 9:00 in the morning for him. And we, like, you were like, I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee, and me and Phil Hay just like talked for 15-20 minutes.
It was probably pleasant, and people were like, oh, finally a break from all of that, because they're all before that was Zahid getting kicked out of a girl's house, and me getting banned over the audio at House of Pies for yelling at everybody. And Dan Duvall. Pretty much all of my heathen friends came on in the middle of the night. It was pure mayhem, and it was so great. That was terrible enough to do, but that show, for the level of preparation that we put into it, which was nothing other than scheduling, and then Tim doing all the dirty work. Shout out to Tim, who hated me. But that show really came together. We had people coming in and out for 24 hours. Nikki Glaser and fucking all those. I mean, so many people early on. It was. I wish I had the full recording. I think I fell by the wayside.
I bet Tim does have it, and I bet I can get it.
I made all those clips. So on our SoundCloud, a bunch of the little segments of the Nikki Glaser and a bunch of the early ones are on there. But it was that show was wild. It was incredible. Good time. And we raised $15,000, by the way. That's pretty sick.
That was really cool. So we're a positive good. We're chaotic good. That's what this podcast is.
Yeah, good chaos. Like, you don't know what's going to happen, but it probably won't be bad. And if it is bad, It happens to me, not to everybody else.
But it's also pretty humorous.
Yeah.
I'm going to list. This is unplanned, as is the entire podcast series.
Yeah, our existence as podcasters is unplanned. That's what we do.
I'm going to give you a list of bands, and you tell me yes or no. And I do not have a list in front of me. I'm just gonna think of them.
Ooh, okay.
So, The Cure.
No.
The Smiths.
Maybe. Sometimes.
The Rolling Stones.
Sometimes.
311.
Absolutely not.
Guster.
No, but I'm like, it's like a not polite one.
I love Guster.
Soft space in my heart, but I don't listen to them. I don't like them, but it's a nostalgic. To hear that name, it's nostalgic. So so it's kind of like, no, but you guys, I hope you're all right.
My Chemical Romance.
They have respect, but it is also going to be a no for me, dog. But I do respect them for what they did for the weird kids with backpacks.
Matthew Sweet.
No.
What? I went on Matthew Sweet's tour bus one time, and it was very strange.
Yeah, I was on Jeff Bitters, and it was very fun. Anyway, Jeff Sauer, Johnny Sowers. It was pretty fun.
OAR.
That's another one. But they're also going to put in a Guster category. Like, you guys were around doing some stuff while opening up for Dispatch in some formidable years. But ultimately, I haven't listened to an OAR song in probably since college. But yeah, I mean,
I know one.
They're not. It's bad. If you go back, it's not good. If you go back and listen to it, it's not good. There's no way it's good. But then it was, because I was an idiot.
I know the names of 2 OAR songs. One I don't really care for. One I actually still sort of enjoy.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
You've named a bunch of not great, not just not in my. That's just not in my. Not in my
I know.
lane.
No, I know. You too.
I know you love you too. Yes. I mean, obviously yes, but I don't. I haven't really given you two the respectful deep dive that they deserve. Their hits, and there's some like album cuts that I know obviously that are good, but their good songs are as good as any song that's ever been made. So they are good, but I haven't given their catalog the a deep dive in. So that's kind of a fun thing that I have to do, and that's cool when you have a band like that is good, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna go give them the amount of focus that it probably deserves. But Edge needs to turn the reverb down a little bit, and the delay pedal needs to fucking back up. He gets a little out of hand with the delay and the guitar effects, but that's neither here nor there.
There's a documentary called "It Might Get Loud," and
yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, and it's so good. Just the difference in approach between like Jack White and is it Jimmy Page and the Edge.
Jack White is a guitar player that I don't understand.
He'll play with a Coke bottle. Like
I get it, but it's like this like weird. It's like vaguely bluesy, but he's like doing weird. He's incredibly talented. Do not get me wrong. I don't understand the playing. It's messy and it's weird. It's just the tones are weird. I don't personally get it. I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't. I don't know. People are like, oh yeah, the white stripes. It's like, oh, so you got a terrible drummer. I don't know. He is great, and he does comedy, and he actually produces a bunch of comedy albums, stand-up albums, which is pretty cool. That his record company does. But I just never understood. They're like, oh, he's an incredible guitar player. I've seen him like an SNL. He gets on there and just does some weird fucking Jack White shit that I don't know. That's just me as a guitar player, me being nitpicky, and it's just a personal preference. So I don't want it to come off as I'm not hating. I think he's got talent. I just don't get it.
Black Keys.
Yes, but that they're like on the they barely made it into my what I like and what I don't like. They kind of force themselves onto it. Some of their later stuff, like the recent stuff, I'm not crazy on. But when they came on the scene, there probably wasn't a better band on the planet than when they were fucking at their peak.
Kings of Leon.
Great singles. Are probably much better than what my respect for them is, because I've never listened to it.
That first album,
"Sex on Fire" or whatever, great song. It's a great fucking song. Guy's got a voice. They can play, but I don't know anything about them, so I can't really give you anything other than the thing that we bitched about. People just making snap judgments of everybody based on what I don't really know. I know that their singles that have come out are good, so I would imagine that their other songs are probably good. I just don't listen to them.
So the homework assignment is to listen to their debut album. I think it's called Youth and Young Manhood. It's so like everything that they've released that's come after that, and I know like the massive like arena rock singles, it does not touch the entirety of their debut album.
Yeah, I mean that's usually the case. But you know, with them, they're Kings of Leon, and then like Muse have these like ravenous fans that were like. Kind of like how I am with John Mayer, where it's like if you give me a second to explain why, I'll explain to you why. But but these people, they're just like, no, you've got to go see Muse live. You got to see Kings of Leon. Like they're like, you don't understand what they're doing. You already know, this little thing, and they need. So I think that says something. If you got people that are like, no, they're good. So
all right, last one, and it's not a band, it's not an album, it is a single solitary song. In which you have to give a judgment based on this one like 3.5 minute piece of music that was released. And I will say initially I was a hard no, and then I just happened to listen to it on the bus last night. I don't know how it came up, but it randomly came up, and I was like, no, okay, all right. Brooks and Dunn's Neon Moon.
Yes,
absolutely, 100%.
Resounding yes.
That song is a jam.
Have you ever seen the Bozoathon veteran Fat Tony's remix of it? where he DJs
No?
and does like a whole like puts like a hip hop and dance beat on it. It's tight. I'll find it and I'll link it to you. But yeah, shout out to Fat
Please,
Tony.
where can I find that? That's
I'll
incredible.
give it to you. I'll get it to you. I have it. Yeah, it's sick. But no, Neon Moon. I that's in my karaoke repertoire. Brooks and Dunn rules, dude. Brooks and Dunn is great. But yeah, it's that song's. I don't know how could there be the other way? Why did you think it would go the other way?
No, it's just it's kind of Brooks and Dunn did Boot Scootin' Boogie. Am I correct?
That song also, the idea of it, the lyrics are ridiculous, and when you think about it, you're like, that's dumb. But then you hear it, it's like, out in the country, past the city limit sign, but there's a conk. I mean, it actually goes hard. Boy, the joint starts jumping every night when the sun goes down. It's really good. Brooks and Dunn's great. Brooks and Dunn rules. Brooks and Dunn. Yeah, they look very creepy. If you look at them, you're like, yeah, they look like they're '90s country singers, but probably wearing some weird leather vest or pelt. But they can sing.
My least favorite thing about Brooks and Dunn is that Brooks's first name is Kix. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's terrible. I thought it was babbling. and babbling Brooks and Get Her Done or here in concert.
Kix is that's cereal. Like that's a cereal brand.
It's kind of a tight name, but I don't like that. Like, why wouldn't you be Kick? Why wouldn't that be the name that you use for your? That's kind of tight. Like you focus on that. I don't know.
I do love alliteration, but Kix Brooks, that's too much. Like that's too much.
Well, yeah, he comes from a hillbilly, a Arsler family that's just like has no idea. They were just like mom and dad couldn't read, and they were just picking on a chart, and they just one pointed to Kix, and it's just like they don't know his middle name's just an inaudible noise.
It's just a pig sound. It's some barnyard animal sound.
That was a very interesting list. I don't know. I feel bad because I literally put the kibosh on all but the Black Keys. Like,
all of them, but you and I do now. My affinity for U2 has like there was
they were absolute yes. They're automatic. They are. I just don't know. Like I don't. Yeah.
But I also understand. Like I'm a 41-year-old white guy. Of course I'm gonna love U2. But it's a very dated. And I know the faults that come with U2 and with humanitarian like Bono tries too hard and Larry Mullen Jr. does not give a crap
but you know
about
who
anything.
Tries even harder than Bono is fucking Eddie Vedder. He's the worst. You go to Pearl Jam concert and he's like he spends the first half hour talking to you about fucking voter registration and voter suppression. Like Eddie Vedder, and I love Pearl Jam. I'm one of my favorite bands early on, but he's much worse. But yeah, if I had a friend in high school or somebody that had listened to U2 and put me on them at the age where I was just like, oh, I'm gonna listen to what everybody listened to and just kind of take it in, they'd be one of my favorite bands. But I kind of missed them, and then I'm in a place where I haven't been like, oh, I'm gonna go make a concerted effort to go listen. But all their hits are all fucking tight. I mean. Yeah, and then Coldplay just was them reiterated, and they
exactly.
Right.
I
love Coldplay, and I love we talk about them, but I love Coldplay, and so they rule as well. Did they quit? Or they just I don't think so. Chris Martin, like he was just like, it's no longer yellow is black. We are fading to it, and we are not going to record or do anything. I don't know. So yeah, baseball. That's it. Jose Siri is good, maybe. Pena, good.
Jeremy Pena might actually be the truth.
Yeah. I just saw pictures of him. If I see any picture of one of my team players with a shredded with abs, I'm just like, yeah, he's going to be probably the best ever. I don't know. If I see a picture with abs, I'm just like, it was Pena, right? There's pictures.
I just saw him like tomahawk a home run in like some clip where in like the Dominican League, and everyone went freaking nuts, and he went nuts with him, and I'm like, okay, that's the heir apparent.
No, he crushed that. I saw that. He is the heir apparent for sure. But there's somebody. Maybe it was Colin or somebody that posted. I think it was Colin that posted. It was just some picture of like just Pena with his shirt off, just absolutely just jacked. And I'm just like, yep. Yeah. You know what? If you're jacked, then I automatically respect you. So shout out to that. Yeah. That's it for baseball. We'll probably still be good if they have a season. I'm not gonna get caught up in all that. Because I started reading stuff about it and watching these videos. I'm like, now it's it's not going to happen and we're doomed. And I'm not doing the politics thing on baseball. I'm just, well, if that happens, that happens. But I'm not going to get on that.
Yeah, no, baseball would be fine. But also, yeah, no, I'd prefer it if baseball happened.
It will. I still think, I don't think they can afford to miss any time. And you don't know, there's so much misinformation and just people sneaking stories, making stuff up that we don't really know how terrible it is, what's going on in the negotiations, if the Player Association has even shown up to anything.
Yeah, we don't know.
I mean, they could have botched it and he got the wrong city and Pena's like in there. There's no telling. Absolutely no telling. So,
yeah.
Anyway.
So that's inside baseball with Pat and James. We don't know.
Yeah, baseball may happen. We'll see. Yeah. But shout out to Brooks and Dunn. We love them.
I'm gonna listen to it right now. As soon as we get off.
I'll send you the Fat Tony thing. It's just extremely tight because it's anytime if you put a cool rap beat on any song and it works, it's automatically tight. So
Fat Tony also an alumnus of the Bozoathon.
Yeah, I forgot. Right when I was bringing him up. I was like, oh, I forgot he did come on. That was a good interview.
He was one of the early. He was one of the first ones.
Yeah, you know what? The Bozoathon. Let's just see if we got. I think we have that. He might be up on the. He might be up on the SoundCloud. His interview.
Yeah, we need to re-up those.
Yeah, that's all we got. We gave you back-to-back episodes. It might have streamed live. It says it did. I'm sure my microphone and internet was terrible, and you're all yelling at me, and that's fine.
We did not take any questions. We asked for questions.
Have we? You know what? They're gonna. Bless your heart if you did.
I've got like 10 more minutes. Well, let's knock them out.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, because we really have never done. We ask it all the time when we plan on doing it, and we do this every time. And we never actually address any of them. So yeah, I'll pull them up too. Yeah, let's knock it out. That's it. I feel bad because we really don't. Same with the Patreon. We're not trying to lie to anybody. We do have the best intentions.
Yeah, we do.
We are trying to deliver it.
So Bill Kelly asks thoughts on Robert Ford and Steve Sparks. They're great. Oh no.
I'm ambivalent. No, but that's just I don't really catch it. I might even be closer. It's right in the middle, but it's might be a little bit towards I don't really like it, but I can't tell you why. I don't. Yeah, there's maybe I've caught broadcasts where it was gone off the rails, and I'm just listening. I'm just like their banter was weird. Yeah, I guess coming in as an outsider, not listening all the time. I don't know what their bits are or what their things are. So for me, I was like, I didn't get it, and
I really like Robert Ford's cadence.
Robert Ford is fantastic. It's maybe, and I love Sparks too. It's I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, and it's not a fully formed opinion. But I'm just gonna tell you what it is without really having any basis for it, which is 2022. That's what we do. Yeah. So I don't know why I don't like it, but I'm just doing that to be interesting on the show.
All right, I appreciate that. Diane Gallagher, friend of the pod, says settle an argument. No, this sounds like this is.
Are you back? Okay. Nothing will ever work. Hello? I can't hear. Great. I'm back on. Give me one sec. If you're hearing this, if you're not talking right now,
I'm
Diane
talking.
Was the angel that helped us do the graphics on our video. I don't know if you saw the last video that we put up on YouTube, the episode. But
I did. It's amazing.
Sick, so shout to her. She rules. Probably has some dumb question though that I'm gonna hate. Just kidding. That's not.
It feels like crossover.
All right, I'm seeing if this works. Probably won't.
Yep, it works. Everything's fine.
Nope. Yeah, I don't know. I see you. I do see you there, which is pretty tight.
I can hear you.
Try one more time. Say something cool.
Yeah. No, I won't. I will not.
All right. Yeah, we can just wrap. We'll wrap this up. This is not.
We'll get to questions later.
Wait a second, it's muted. Nothing has ever worked. Does that work?
Yeah, no, I hear you. God dang.
Try it now.
Yeah.
God damn, I thought I had it. It doesn't. It works for. Oh, you know what? I can't hear you. I am going to cut this off of the episode, obviously. Yeah, I can't hear. I can't hear anything. Everything's bad.
All right.
All right, take us out. Or I will. I don't know.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
The
You do
episode's
it.
over. We're done. And I would use a homophobic slur, but I'm not going to. Goodbye. Sorry, we couldn't answer your questions, or maybe James did. I don't know. I can see him. It's very creepy, but yeah, can't. There's nothing working. So if the questions got answered, you're welcome. If they didn't get answered, maybe next time. Goodbye.